Guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson, and we're going to finish up our series on how to set up the perfect peak week. And right now we're talking about the two variables, cardio and training. So we'll probably do some review sessions on what we've covered so far, but let's finish up with these two things. Adam, I know in the old conventional, traditional way of peaking, people would slam together all of this training and eat no carbohydrates for 3 days, or they were just doing endless sets to, quote, glycogen deplete. And part of me rebelling against that and even doing some front loading of carbs was to make sure that the muscle tissue really had a chance to recover, and we're creating more of a glycogen turnover that's predictable through the week. So I personally keep workouts pretty spread apart through the week. And I don't necessarily, I will taper cardio back and I'll taper intensity back a little bit. But before I get into what I do specifically, tell me about some of your strategies.
Yeah, so when I set up a peak week plan, the first consideration is obviously how lean they are. So if they do have some catching up to do in that department, I might keep the first front of the week pretty hard on training and intensity, and then allow the body to recover during the week and closer to the show. So, because if you start having hard workouts at the end of the week, you're just not going to recover from them, and you probably risk being as tight as you possibly could. If somebody's completely ready, my first consideration is what are their weak points? And typically, if somebody has smaller shoulders, I might have them train shoulders beginning of the week just because I know they're going to deplete glycogen from that area when they train it. So if we get that out of the way earlier, we can have some hope that they're going to store more glycogen in that area. Now, typically, I will put legs at the front of the week. That's the most intense day, and it's nice to have somebody get that out of the way so they can spend the rest of the week on recovery. So I would say 100% of the time I put legs in within the first 2 days of the peak week. But a great example, I had a girl, she has a really good shot at an overall this weekend, but she kind of had some smaller shoulders. So shoulders was her very first day of the week in training, then legs, and then we kind of slowly let her relax. She has 2 rest days, Thursday and Friday, and they're just she does exercise some. I call it a light pump. I just want her to feel that she can get a pump in the gym, go through her posing, and it's just a really light 15, 20-minute workout. Just ensure that sodium's in a good spot. If she's in there and she can't get a pump, we're going to raise that variable some. So,
yeah, and I also do the same thing in terms of starting with legs early in the week. But then I think, you know, as you have some normal spacing of workouts, you get a chance to recover. You don't have that edema type, you know, tightness, and just when I mean tightness, not in your skin, but like muscle tissue where you can't contract very well. Right. So I'll taper intensity, but I also like to have some workouts for some people. It depends on even Friday before the show. We'll talk about this another time, but even the morning of the show. Because again, we're talking about glycogen turnover. So if I've got somebody training in upper body, not the whole body, but you know, a couple body parts Friday before the show, they're going to use some of that glycogen. Since I'm doing a progressive linear load, they're going to have plenty of carbs that day to refill. Now I've got glycogen going into the muscle tissue the day before the show, and we know that water follows solute. So water is going to be following in. So I'm all about chasing the variables all in the right direction. Do you do anything specifically like that?
Yeah, for me, you know, during those last 2 days, you know, make sure that they do get a good pump in the gym, but make sure that recovery is definitely emphasized on those workouts. So I think we have to be more careful with guys with this. They're always the ones who want to work out for 2 hours the day before and try to just get a little bit bigger before the show. But my women are really good about, you know, trying to keep the stress levels down and just going in and getting a good pump. So there's a lot of different ways I might control that intensity. If they want like a specific workout, we will do that. A lot of times I try to be a little vague, let them enjoy that day and just tell them, I only want you going like 60% in the gym. Just a few movements, cap it off here and call it a day.
Awesome, awesome. So next time, guys, we'll talk about cardio, and that'll kind of wrap up this portion, or at least this series, in contest prep peaking management. So we will see you next time in Contest Prep University.